Hey everybody, welcome to the No Fluff, Raw, No Gimmicks podcast for entrepreneurs, specifically real estate investors. We are the Golden Ticket Podcast. Check us out at thegoldenticketpodcast.com. I'm your host, Jesse Davis. This is my co-host, Jason Cuero. Yeah, because we missed last week. So I'm like, I was trying to do the intro and I kind of like screwed up. Yeah,
How you
but
doing?
what's going on, man?
I'll tell you real quickly. You wound up sending me a referral for deal funding, and unsurprising to myself, just you always look or you always hope that the person you're referring and this person will stay nameless, will be a little bit either more appreciative of the fact that they might have a business and not take for granted who they're speaking to. Nevertheless, that relationship did not work out, but whatever. I spoke to a couple people, got lined up. I appreciate you thinking of me. I would keep him on your short list of people that you may not consider referring in the future. It's all
Oh,
about
really?
relationships.
Was he just? Well, just he isn't. We don't know who I'm talking about. But what was? Just give me like a real quick, like what happened? Just a real
You
quick.
know, listen,
People love drama.
yeah, right. And this is maybe a good setup for another conversation for a later day, but this business is all about relationships. It,
Mm-hmm.
not only with the individual investor and the consumer, but within the sphere of people that we are dealing with, appraisers, lenders, title companies, you have whatnot. So when you're kind of really short, abrupt, or not really taking an interest, he has no idea how many deals I may or may not have. But treating me like a redheaded stepchild, needless to say, I kind of know that maybe he's having a busy or off day, but I'm not gonna. That is not the way I'm gonna build a relationship with a
Yeah.
potential individual who I'm making money for as well.
This was email over email.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to maybe connect just to kind of have a conversation, but
Mm.
maybe it was just an off day. So,
Yeah, maybe.
but I'm happy I got two people. One of them through two of them through referrals. So
Okay.
we'll
Cool.
see what happens. We'll
They're
see what
actually
happens.
thinking of So just tell everybody real quick. It's just a like part of your deal was a buy
Yeah.
for 24, sell for 40.
Yeah, and listen, it's hard for me to go over the numbers, but the basic scenario is that I've got 4 or maybe 5 deals under contract. All of them are no homeowners association. They're dry lots, not in any sort of wetlands or FEMA. Uh, Road access, and in counties and in areas where there's a nice uptick of sales taking place, so that whether or not someone is going to want to buy and build or buy and flip, I have no clue. But what I do know is that the numbers are such where most of them I could easily resell for double for what I have in a contract. The caveat right now, as maybe you know this as well already, when you list lots and you put them on the market, you have to be prepared to go deep in terms of how long you can wait to sell the property. If you're trying to sell the parcel in under 90 days, well, you're going to make a smidgen of what you think, meaning you could buy it for 20 if you want it, and you know it's worth 40, but you want it sold yesterday. Guess what? You're going to have to maybe list it for 25. You're not going to be,
Mm-hmm.
no one's coming knocking at your door. So, with that being said, I had to think along the lines of buying and having these deals funded so that now I've got a full anywhere from 8 months to a year to market them accordingly. And granted, I'm not going to make the lion's share on some of them, but I have a full year where these deals will come to fruition and I'll sell them. And I don't want to lose out because a lot of these deals are great seller finance deals as well.
That's cool.
So, just kind of getting in the mix on
And that's just you just gave me a great idea for another podcast. deal structuring and exit strategies and different ways to be
Yeah.
creative to make a deal
Yeah.
work.
We
That's
could
going to be
definitely
another
do
one for
something like that.
sure.
We've got
For
some
sure.
good stuff to talk
We
about.
do. We always think of new stuff. I got a whole list, but yeah, this week's about accountability,
Sure.
which entrepreneurship, you hold yourself accountable. No one's going to do it for you. And I heard RJ Bates say one time, I think you're going to hire a coach. Maybe you told me. I think you're going to hire a coach, and they're gonna hold you accountable. Um, you're sadly no mistaken that they'll do some stuff, but you ultimately have to do your own stuff. They're not going to hold your hand, make you make the calls and do the things you have to do because you're by yourself and you have to not get distracted and stay focused, man. That's the biggest thing. Laser focus.
Yeah.
Laser focus.
Yeah.
That's what I've been telling myself. But accountability, and one thing that I've done recently, I mean, not that people don't know this, but the first episode you saw me drinking a beer, a hazy IPA, which is my favorite kind of beer.
Today?
No, our very
Ooh.
first episode. Remember, it was a
Oh,
Sunday. I was like, "I
yes.
got my
I said,
hazy."
do not do that, you sloppy mess.
You might have said that. Okay,
Off
but
camera. Off camera.
yeah, off camera. So, anyways, but as far as I did something recently. Been trying to just change myself because I have been kind of off track. Been drinking. I've been drinking every day for a long time. I mean, I would say at least 2 years. And I have a couple beers at the least, maybe
Yeah, this
three,
is not an
four.
intervention, people. We are not trying to
No,
stop Jesse from
yeah,
drinking.
but I got to the point, and I knew I needed to stop. And it wasn't. I don't think it was an alcohol addiction, more of just it was a pattern that I had created. It was a habit I
Yeah.
needed to break. And I broke it before for spending a time, just for a small amount of time. But I've been reading this book here, guys, and I recommend this. It's my second time to read it. It's "Awaken the Giant" by Tony
Classic.
Robbins. It's actually written in the '90s, but um, it's a great book.
Gotta
If you're
know.
going through anything, if you're not going through something, well, you're lying to yourself because you are. Everyone's going through something. They're in their head. This book will help you a ton. And I read a portion in there, and it was like, it was about, it's basically about to help yourself, to get out of your own head, how to make yourself better, to basically make yourself the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
We all have the capabilities of being fantastic, of being great. Nobody else is smarter than you, unless you're a rocket, science person. But all these entrepreneurs, they're doing more. It doesn't mean they're smarter. They have a level of confidence and they have a level of focus, and
Yeah.
their mental state is right. But it's real quick. But what I told myself is there's a story in here about two women who were trying to follow a diet, and they could not. They were working together, trying to do the diet together, and they kept failing. And what they did was they bought a can of Alpo dog food, brought it to work, told all their friends and a family, hey, if we don't finish this diet, we have to eat this whole can of dog food. And they carried the dog food around wherever they went. Well, something about I've read that before, but the same time I read it, I was like, that really is like, dude, that's what I need. I need something that I cannot not do it. So 2 days now, no drinking, and have my can of dog food right here. And this is
Whoa,
very
whoa,
powerful
whoa,
for.
whoa! You went too fast. Okay.
Sorry.
I want to see what you're gonna be eating. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, you want to see it? Okay.
I
It's
need
actually
to.
it's. I'm very frugal, or you could call me cheap. So about the cheapest one, 89 cents, but it is filet mignon and gravy. So might be pretty good. But I'll tell you what, man. I went to Walmart today, and if I go to the store, it's hard for me not to go buy some beer. Like, even if I'm like, I'm not buying beer today, I'll walk past the aisle and I'm like, I'm just gonna go look at it and I'll buy some. But I didn't. And actually, this is the funniest thing, man. There was a guy in line. Maybe I'm like using my reticular activating system to where I'm seeing it, but there was a guy in line had a 30 pack of Bud Ice, and it was at 5, so maybe the people were getting off of work. 30 pack of Bud Ice. As I'm leaving, there was a guy in front of me. They all have buggies. And the only reason there was 3 guys I saw that had big packs of beer. They had no other groceries, just beer in buggies. They weren't carrying it. They were pushing it in a buggy. And so then I was leaving. There was an older guy in front of me, had a 24 pack of Budweiser,
God damn.
literally right behind me, sandwiching me in as we're leaving out the double doors of Walmart. A guy had a 24 pack of Merrill High Life and a 24 pack of Bud Light. Beer, that's not the beer. I wouldn't drink any of that beer, honestly,
I
but
was
I'm just
gonna
saying.
say So
I'm just saying.
far,
But I'm just saying, these guys, I'm like, it wasn't like I felt better than them, but I was like, you know what? I don't need that anymore. Like I feel so confident about it and it just feels so empowering. But I was just saying those little steps of accountability that you hold yourself accountable for
yeah,
will slingshot you to doing other stuff. And
yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say is you're going to make more calls. You're going to do more stuff that puts yourself outside your comfort zone because drinking beer for me is a comfort. I sit down
yeah.
and eat. Before I eat, I drink a beer. I ride my golf cart, drink a beer. And that was one thing too, is like everything I'm doing. And people have those things with cigarettes, food, it's all a pleasurable things
Drugs,
that
I mean,
we
you name it.
take in. Drugs, even worse. Yeah. All the things we take in, maybe a coffee, maybe you drink too much of it, but like you find these things that are pleasurable for you because people tend to go towards a pleasure, not pain, or go away
Crunch,
from pain towards
right?
pleasure. And it
Crunch.
makes you feel good for a small minute, but the long term is a lot of pain.
Yeah.
So holding yourself accountable, sometimes you got to go to these drastic measures. And if you have to, then you have to. And I told people about it. I've told you. I told my two brothers. I told my best friend. I told my mom. I told my mom yet now. Told people. So like now I can't lie to people. Like said, hey, just check on me in a couple of weeks or something. Like,
Well,
hey,
let's dig a
how's the
little
dog
deeper
food?
here. Let's dig a
Yeah,
little deeper. So let me
sure.
ask you a question. Clearly, you're at a crossroads for your business. For a lot of people that don't know, you're no longer a full-time nurse,
Yeah,
and you're a full-time land investor dealing with messy titles and whatnot.
yeah, just all investing, anything real
Okay,
estate. Yeah.
correct. And you know that you haven't achieved the level of stride, not success, stride that you wanted since you've left the full time gig and jumped
Oh,
into.
100%.
Good, good. We're getting somewhere. So now you think if you stop drinking, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you think you'll be able to achieve something, right?
It's, for one, I'll tell you this right now. It's not the drinking itself. It was the crutch that drinking was.
Right.
Like you felt, so it lowers your self esteem, lowers your confidence, and then you want to be comfortable all the time. You don't push yourself because I mean, this business, you got to be uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
And but we talked about it last week. The mother of all skill is repetition, and
Repetition.
so
Yeah.
you got to put yourself out there and make the calls. And it's the first time you do it, even the 100th time you do it, maybe you're still uncomfortable doing it. But I mean, yeah. But you're right. Yeah, the drinking was just a crutch that just I felt, and it could be you ate too much ice cream or something. It could be
Yeah.
anything that's a crutch for you that
Sure.
it just lowers your self esteem,
Yeah.
and then you don't want to hold yourself accountable for anything. So then you just become it's a snowball effect of self pity and I'm not holding myself accountable. I'm just you
Yeah.
start getting all these negative thoughts in your head. So
So what do you think? Let me ask you this. Let's peel that first, the next layer, which is so now you're potentially sober, but not, dry over the next,
yeah,
say, 30 days. What
mm-hmm. No
can you,
longer.
well, of course, I'm going to give you the benefit, but what can you substitute or what will you substitute hoping to accomplish now with this new frame
Oh,
of reference? That's what I want to know.
so that's the cool part about it is the best thing about whenever when you think about beer, I would think about at the end of the day, I want to drink a beer. All I would think about is like, I'm ready to drink a beer, but it's not 5 o'clock yet. So it's always kind of in your head a little bit.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
the benefit of this is though, you take that, okay, take that drive
Yeah.
that you want to drink beer, now you put it on making calls, on doing business. So
Yeah.
now it's kind of like, Eric Klein, him, he's a big time guy, makes millions of dollars a year in wholesaling, on cold calling and stuff. And
Yeah.
he was a crackhead for years. He was a crackhead.
Yeah.
So, but he took his drive, and even what's that one guy? I can't remember his name, but they take the drive that they had for drugs to find drugs and to want drugs, and now they push it towards
Yeah. Right.
being successful, and you become this crazy person for
Which
success.
is,
You got
listen,
to
I mean,
balance
right.
yourself.
Just about to
Balance
say,
is
you got to
important.
balance.
Balance is super important. And people who don't know that, I have a little brother. He's 22. He's probably listening, and he's just a go getter, entrepreneur. Go. He sells cars. He buys and
Yeah.
sells cars. trying to, do. I'm like, man, you got to get to the gym. You got to do these things. But when you're young, you don't think about that stuff. Like, but as you get older, I've had a little bit of money from COVID, from working, and I was work all the time, work. I was making tons of money, but later on you realize, like, dude, you got to have balance. You got to have family. You got to have time for yourself. You got to have time to read. Like, it's a marathon, not a race. But hold yourself accountable. I mean, you're pretty good about that. I'm pretty crappy about it, but just stopping the beer has really, because I'm like, oh, I can do that. Wow, that's pretty awesome. I feel so confident now in myself and like a slingshot. Now I'm like, I'm making more calls, and just being more laser focused on what I'm doing, I think is extremely important. Just staying, not always thinking about the real estate, not always thinking about it, but I feel like if your mind is like I mean, for me, it's family and real estate. Like, there's nothing else that I think about or I do or I want to do.
Yeah.
So I feel like that helps you to hold yourself accountable. And I mean, also set goals. So my goal is I'm not drinking and beer until I make $100,000. 100,000. I know that sounds crazy, and people are like, "Oh, I'm like, whatever." You're probably thinking, "Whatever, dude. 100,000." But you tell me, "Oh, that's possible, bro." But you're just like fluffing me up. But I know it's real for real because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
This side of
I
real
like
estate
the
that I'm doing.
voices in your head now. Like one's
Yeah,
kind of like, yeah, and then the other one's like,
no,
like real brawny.
no, because I'm like August 15th, $100,000. But that's my goal. But I mean, I'm not going to drink a beer until then. So, and even then, I'm
I
gonna get to the
think,
point, to where I'm like, I don't even want a beer. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't even. What am I talking about? I don't want to drink a beer right now.
listen, you got to be, not you, but just in general, and maybe you specifically. I think that the 90 days, regardless, dry and gunning for 100, because you don't want to call yourself a quote unquote failure if on day 90 you haven't made anything and you haven't had a beer either or had any sort of alcohol, because then
Yeah,
your brain is going to think, it's going to be confused. It's like, wait a second, I failed. Because in actuality, you really didn't. I think 100's definitely the goal more than anything else. Is what are you going to get out of 90 days of quote unquote sobriety, not having a beer?
yeah,
That's probably your bigger why. Why are we
yeah,
doing this?
yeah. And not, and also too, I think setting a goal like that, it's like a multifaceted, faceted. I guess that's a word for a goal. It's like, all right, I'm gonna make $100,000 by August 15th. You can say that, but I'm not gonna drink a beer until then. But I'm not trying to make $100,000 by August 15th, or not even that. It's like August 15th, but also I'm not gonna drink a beer until I get $100,000. So you could say, well, I'm gonna try to get the $100,000 real quick. I'm gonna try harder to get to drink a beer, but that's not the case. But it's like a
Yeah.
multifaceted goal. Also, there's the dog food. So it's like you can't drink, you're gonna have to eat dog food. I'm not doing that. And then it's like goal for August 15th. Is it possible? Yes. Will it be hard to do? Yes. But it's like that plus not drinking until I get the money. So it's like having those goals, but being so certain about it. Like, certainty is
Yeah.
extremely important, and that will push you to hold yourself accountable to do the things that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
If you're so certain about it, like you're just so confident, like there's no other way, there's no other option. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, you're just
Right.
so certain about it. And I'll tell you a story this will help a lot of people. This will inspire the new guys. But when I first started the wholesaling, I've been wholesaling for like maybe 2 months, and I was cold calling, and I wasn't working at the time, and I was cold calling. I cold called for like, and it was January 2021, and I was like, in February, I was like, man, I'm gonna get a deal by by April 1st. This is 2021. I'm getting it by April 1st, no matter what. And I didn't even really call that much, but I had two deals, and I'm not lying to you, dude. Two deals pay out on April 1st. Like, either they paid out or got contracts. And it was insane because it was April 1st when it happened. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. And I thought it was so powerful. It was like, people talk about a manifestation, but like being certain about something. I think it pushes you to hold yourself accountable. I mean, what do you do to
Yeah.
hold yourself accountable? Like, what, I mean, you have a
Yeah.
family and stuff, so you kind of have
You know, uh, well, before I forget, and then I'll answer your thing. Can you do me a favor, or do us as your co-chair, and then the rest of the audience kind of listening in on this? I
Hmm.
figured you're saying 90 days. That gives us, factoring in some holidays, that we should be able to eke out at least another 10 shows. Wouldn't you agree? Between now and the time.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll
So
show every
we're going to
week.
want to
We missed
see,
2 weeks.
maybe you can get yourself one of those calendars from the dollar store, one of those Hello Kitty
Oh
calendars.
yes. Oh no, you know what? I want Gabby Gabby.
Gabby,
I
get a
want
Gabby
Gabby.
calendar. And I think that as part of our outro, you can at least show the little X's so we can kind of
Oh,
keep track.
okay. I can.
Because
Hey, there
here's
you
the
go.
truth of the matter is people are going to forget, right?
Yeah.
About it. I'm not going to forget, because although I'm not encouraging you to fail, I do relish an opportunity that there could be a slight slip up, which would require accountability, which would require some dog.
Dog food. You talking about the drinking, right? The drinking part? Oh, I can
Yes.
do that. I thought you talking about the making the money.
No, but
Yeah,
don't lose sight. I really could care less if you make. I'd
dude.
love to see you make the country.
Dude, I feel so just. It's crazy, man. I knew if I just would not do it for 2 days. I'm saying 7, and I'm like, but I was like, if I just not do it for, if I just went just one day, it empowered me so much. I'm just like, I don't even want it. If I drank it, I would feel more annoyed that I drank it.
Yeah.
I'm not even craving it. I mean, yeah, I'd love to drink a beer right now. You could come up. I mean, I can have my friend over. I could have anybody drink in front of me. It wouldn't bother me.
Yeah,
So it's not.
yeah.
It's
No,
not.
no, no.
It's not the
You're not
alcohol. It's
mixing.
the beer. But once you drink it, you start feeling good, tastes good. It's the memories that you create of drink. But yeah,
Of
I'll definitely get
course.
a calendar. I'll get a
Yeah.
calendar. Actually, we'll get a Gabby one because my daughter loves Gabby. Gabby, I'm sure your daughter does too. And I'll just get that for her, and I'll mark. She's like, "Why are these X's on here, Daddy?" I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's for me,
Daddy's
honey. I'm
got a
trying to drink.
problem. That's why.
I'll tell you one thing that she said that really hit home to me is I had a beer one day and she goes, "When I get older, I can drink that." I'm like, "Oh no, I gotta stop, dude.
Ooh,
I
that
gotta
is
stop
not a
drinking
good
beer."
thing.
I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"I
yeah.
gotta stop drinking beer."
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
but hold yourself accountable though. I mean, what do you do? What are some things
Yeah,
that you do?
you know, and
And what do you? One
again,
second. What are some of the things that you do? And then what are things that you have to hold yourself accountable for that you challenge? That's a challenge for you.
truth be told, I'm actually just perfect. So, no, I'm just kidding with you.
I mean, yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
from Facebook, it looks like it.
well, you know what? And this is like a no joker, and I'm being dead serious. I'm a pretty balanced, even kill kind of guy, and I would say that I can turn it on, I can turn it off, and I've been privileged as you know, working in the nightlife to kind of take a step back and say, you know what, that was my younger days, and now what I'm doing to hold myself accountable is, they say, what's how does that expression go? You're the company you keep. Well, unfortunately, I look at the company that I keep, and most of those guys are fairly successful. And obviously from the outside, we're talking about from a professional standpoint here. I happen to personally know these guys, and I know not only professionally but personally as well.
These are guys that
Whereas,
you know virtually, or you know them in
no,
like
these are
in.
guys, that I've known. One of my best friends who I've known since fourth grade. Another guy I went to high school with, and two of the other guys that I've met along. This is my clique.
That's
So
cool, dude.
yeah, yeah.
I love that. I don't
So
have any of that.
they are, and when I mean successful, like we're talking successful, not just X amount. We're talking about living a very good life, and not.
Yeah, overall successful, not just
Yeah, yeah.
financially.
So
Yeah.
the accountability factor for me is always every day asking the question, why am I not there? And if I'm not there, what do I need to do? And making sure that every day I'm acting as if I were them starting their business, or if I were them getting going in their career. And there's a little bit of a catch-up game. So every single
Mm-hmm.
day is really the three goals that I've written for myself that are, from a work standpoint, that are going to propel me there, and never deviating from that, along with
Mm-hmm.
the exercise. And the only times I drink are, would be a Friday, a Saturday, and or Sunday. And
Mm-hmm.
what's the definition of drinking? I mean, a beer or a drink. I could probably count on one hand over a Friday, Saturday, Sunday how many drinks I had.
Yeah, I don't think really. I don't think sometimes it's not that. I mean, you're drinking because you're off and you're enjoying your family. You're having fun, but you're
Right.
not getting wasted. But I think a lot of it was, it's the drinking. If you drink every day, though, it's like it's the crutch. That's what it was for me.
Yeah.
It
Like
wasn't
having
the
a
alcohol.
cigarette.
It was a crutch. It was a
Right.
crutch. Like I felt a slave to it. There you go. I
Yeah.
did not feel. There you go. I did not feel in control, and I don't feel like I'm in control. Another thing that guys that I help myself to be accountable to, or what I thought about here recently was I want to be super Jesse. I want to be superhero Jesse. I want to be the version that I picture in my head who works out every day. He's on the phone. He's in front of his computer. He's just grinded. I mean, that's what I want to do. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I want to be like a crazy person, but also he's a good father. He doesn't drink at all. He puts all good things into his body. Give or take. Like I had some chicken tortilla soup that I made last night. It got cream cheese in it, but I mean,
That's
it's
it too.
delicious. It's so good. But like, just like doing the best you can, being the best version of yourself, like be
Yeah.
super and then put your name in front of it. That kind of helped me to be like, I want to be that version. I want my kids to say, Dad's a superhero. But
Yeah.
they're always think good. They'll always think good of us. But I just want to be like a
Next
superhero
level.
to myself. Be
Yeah.
like, look, I want to look at myself last year and be like, dang, dude, like I am way better than that Jesse from last year. And just do that for yourselves. Like
Yeah.
just try to get better. And whatever you have to do to hold yourself accountable, um, if you have to get dog food or whatever, but you just, um, I forgot what I was going to say. Something about accountability. Just to get yourself to do the things that you don't want to do, but you do them anyways, because that's what it's really all about. This is something we do. Like as men, we are very competition. We always want to do
Competition
some
driven.
competition. And you ever people say I'm very competitor. I'm like I never thought I was, but then I'm like then I see myself. I'm like I guess I am. I think it's just a guy
Yeah.
thing, but making it a game. Like for me with the calls, so now I'm making it a game. How many people can I call? How many contacts can I do today? How many files can I get through? I'm gonna have a little scoreboard and just have the daily thing of like how long can I work? Well, I worked 8 hours, and I know you think it's crazy because you don't want to do that, but I want to. I worked 8 hours today. When I work 9 the next day, 10 this day. I want to like push myself to the
Yeah.
limit, but also be rounded. But I'm a single man. I'm at home, and my
Right.
kids aren't here right
You and
now. My
I,
kids are here. I don't work, so I get 3 days a
right.
week really to work. So I've got to
We're
work a lot.
very similar in a lot of areas in our life, and then we're very different in a lot of areas. And not that that's a better or good thing or a bad thing. It's just those are the facts.
Yeah.
I think, like for me, I am trying to get this thing ramped up so that way I can work remotely whenever and wherever. Especially more so during the summertime, because a lot of people might be thinking, well, how are you going to do that when you got kids? What about school? So, what about June, July, and August? Kids aren't in
Mhm.
school. So, why can't I be working abroad or living wherever it is in the world
Exactly.
and
That's the
working?
best part about this business is that you can do that.
Yeah.
That's the best part. I mean, another thing too is like, well, for me is like going all in on something like laser focused on distressed property acquisitions, like the messy tiles. Like I'm just focusing on that. I mean, I caught myself a while back thinking about going back to school to be a CRNA, which is nobody knows what that is, but it works with anesthesia. It's a nurse at its highest level, and they make really good money, like
Anesthesiologist. Yeah.
300K. Yeah, like a 300K a year. But it's a lot more
Yeah.
school and it's a lot more money. It's over 100K for the school. But anyways, but I caught myself doing that because I was thinking, oh, I'm not successful over here. I'm like, why am I getting distracted? Shut up, Jesse, and then
The
just
other
get to
voice.
work.
Yeah.
Get to work. Don't even think about that right now. Like that, if you want to do that later on, but focus on the real estate. Now, I told myself the other day, I was like, I'm a real estate investor and a nurse if I need money to bring in. But ultimately, I identify as a real estate investor. That's who I am. That's what I am. I'm not a nurse. A nurse is just my job if I need it to bring money to help pay for stuff. So I think identifying as something and just going all in and being crazy about like
Yep.
just laser focus, guys. Laser focus, and your accountability will follow. So
Let's do this as we get ready to almost close out the show. That's you were reading my mind. Nope. Come back, bring it back. I want to let everyone know that if Jesse drinks a sip of hops or anything with any sort of alcohol, unless it's some sort of kombucha
Mouthwash.
or mouthwash, that we will have a recorded session after the intro that Jesse will have spoonfuls. Now, is this going to be the whole can or
Oh
just?
yeah, absolutely. Whole
Oh,
can.
so
And guys, if you're listening on podcast, this is like the size of the big tuna can.
it's enough to make you throw
It's still
up.
dog food though. It's dog food, so I don't want to eat it.
Jesse
But
will
it's
be
filet
eating
mignon.
grade A filet mignon dog food if he has a sip of booze. With that said, take us home.
All right, guys, this is the Golden Ticket Podcast. Check us out at thegoldenticketpodcast.com. Please, guys, if you're listening on a podcast, Apple, or wherever, please leave us 5 stars. Please leave a review. It would help us out a lot. It's really hard to find our podcast because we're brand new. YouTube, check us out there. The Golden Ticket Podcast, still kind of hard to find us, but watch our videos. It is the podcast as well. Leave us a review and subscribe. Check me out at Jesse Davis REI on IG, and then I'm on Facebook Jesse Scott Davis. Look me up. It'll be a picture of me and my daughter. Please message me. Check us out on our website. You can JV with us. There's a form there. Basically, if you have a deal, we'll look at it. Just kind of give you some pointers. If we want to partner with you, then we will. And then you can also be a guest on our show. There's a form there as well on the website. Fill it out. Jason, you got yours? Your
Brother,
handles?
one day I'll be ready for it, but I want to end it by
Not
saying,
again.
you know what? I love you.
Love you too,
Big
brother.
hugs, kisses, proud of you,
Kisses.
and I'm thankful to be here with you today, partner.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that, man.
Look forward again to next week.
Yeah, brother. So next week, guys, another great episode. There's gonna be so much, you guys. Get to listen every week. They're gonna be so. And I'll tell you real quick. My little brother was bragging about me with his friend. Like, this podcast is so good. And he says they give you. That's what he told his friend. I was in front of him. He said they tell you exactly how to do it. They give you so much good information. And he said it was funny. So I think we're doing a good job. I doubt a lot of people are listening to us, but
I don't care.
hey, I just
if you
enjoy
liked
it
or not.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, we'll see y'all next week.
Yes,
Y'all take care, and God bless all of y'all. You too, buddy. Bye.